Hi everyone, welcome back to WesKnows Tech News and Reviews. Today we'll be doing a head-to-head comparison between the Redmi Watch Active 3 and the all-new Xiaomi Band 8. So these two bad boys will be going in this head-to-head because I think both of them obviously very budget, but one of them is a clear winner. And I'm quite sure that you're thinking of the wrong one. But I want to tell you about these two trackers and for you to make that decision. But in my eyes, there is one clear winner here. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's kick off with the design, then we'll talk about the displays, and then we'll get into the features and functions. So, firstly, the design. Luckily for us, both of these trackers actually get metal finishes on the case walls. That means that it's durable, and of course both of them look very premium. But of course you will notice that one is very slim and one is actually huge and looks like a sport watch. In regards to the quality of materials on the build side, well, what can we say? I would say that the Redmi does win here simply because it's larger. There was more metal used. Now, in regards to colors, with the Redmi, you can get this in black or gray. I've got it in gray because, well, I think it's just a bit more fun. In regards to Xiaomi, well, this one you can also get in just two colors. You can get the bands, which are in plentiful colors, but the actual alloy case, that's going to be either in aluminium or this graphite black, which I've got with me. If we talk about the straps, well, once again, on the Redmi, you get a much wider strap. I would say 1.5 times wider than on the Xiaomi. And it's a very similar design, but it's more premium because it's a clip and tuck feature. And it's nice. The strap is very velvety, it feels good against the skin. Now with the Xiaomi, it's a very budget strap, so it also feels good around the skin, but it's just not the same. It's the usual tuck and clip design, very basic, nothing spectacular. But what is spectacular is that both of these trackers now feature quick release straps. So here we go, that's the designs. There's also one key feature here which distinguishes these two trackers. Basically, with the Redmi, we get a button on the right hand side, transforming this tracker into almost a smartwatch. While the Mi Band 8, yeah, it does look like a palette, it's very modern, it's very slimline, but it's only touch activated. The button really helps the Redmi Watch Active 3 stand out here and have much more usability than the Band 8. So in regards to the design, the Band 8 wins hands down in my opinion. Now let's talk about the displays. Well, here is where the line between which one's better gets blurred. Let's start with the Mi Band 8. So here we get a 326 ppi, which is great resolution for a fitness tracker, and it's an AMOLED display, 1.64 inches. It gets a 90 Hz refresh rate. So this is serious stuff. This watch is getting some serious specs. In the regards to the Redmi, we get a 1.83 inch display, so that's about 15% larger than on the Mi Band 8, but consider that it's almost square, while the Mi Band 8 has an oval palette-like design, so you have a lot more usable space on the Redmi. It's actually an LCD panel. Now, if I wasn't told that this was a TFT LCD display, I would have thought it's AMOLED because it's so bright and you've got so much richness of the colors, the blacks are very deep, so it's definitely very good quality LCD. It's not the cheapos that you get on some micro brands. Now, talking about the brightness, the Mi Band 8 gets up to 600 nits of brightness, while the Redmi only gets 450 nits of brightness. In regards to both trackers, we get 2.5D Gorilla Glass on both, so you're sort of protected from the usual wear and tear. With the Redmi, you don't have always on display. With the Mi Band 8, you do. Why would you use it? I have no idea, considering it drastically reduces your battery life. So let's touch upon battery life. Well, the Redmi claims 12 days. That is not happening. No, the longest I've had this watch when I'm using it for sleep, for heart rate, SpO2, stress monitoring throughout the day, well, I can push out a max of 4.5 to 5 days. If you're running a lot of sport modes and you're exercising quite a bit, take it down a notch and you'll be lucky to get full 4 days out of it. With the Mi Band 8, the typical usage, as the manufacturer claims, is about 14 days. And that is actually quite close to the truth, because 10 days is easy on a one full battery charge. With the AOD, you'll be cutting that down almost by half. Now that we talked about that, well, with the faces, the downloadable faces, there are plenty for each tracker. Of course, because of the larger surface area of the display. On the Redmi, the faces are going to be much more interesting, especially if they're interactive. Hence, in regards to the displays, well, let's be fair, the Mi Band 8 is slightly brighter, it's got an AMOLED display, so just out of practical thinking, it should win here. But considering that the Redmi is larger, but it's not as bright, it's not AMOLED, maybe we'll give the win to the Mi Band 8 here. But now we get to the features and functions, and this is where things, well, get kind of complicated, right? Only one of these can be better, right? Or not? Well, two of them are really good, but one of them is a notch better. Well, that's what I think. Anyways, let's talk about the features and functions. As all fitness trackers do, these two trackers actually have lots of sensors, and they can monitor your SpO2, aka blood oxygen saturation, your heart rate, your stress levels. They monitor your sleep as well. They monitor 3 sleep stages, so your light, deep and REM sleep, as well as naps. So as long as your nap is over 30 minutes long, these two trackers will pick them up. In regards to sport modes, well, very similar functionalities on both. But on the Mi Band 8 we get 150 sport modes. With the Redmi Watch Active 3 we just get 100. Just 100. That's more than enough. All sport modes are goal-based, meaning that you can set an objective to your sports, such as distance to be run or walked, time or calories to be burnt. Then you get pace alerts, heart rate alerts. You can set auto pause for some of the exercises. So there is a bit of things to play around with the sport mode. And of course there is a big but here, and that comes in the way of no GPS on either of these trackers. Hence, these 100 and 150 sport modes, they feel a bit gimmicky, considering that once again, there is just no GPS, and that is key. So you still need to have your smartphone with you to be connected via Bluetooth, and for the smartphone to actually measure your distance, speed, and so forth. Now, in regards to fitness metrics and fitness usability, I would say that the Mi Band 8 is better, considering that you can actually unclip the straps, you can clip on the pallet onto your shoe, and that will give you additional running metrics like your flight ratio, landing time, etc., which is great. And I think it sounds really cool, but will you actually be using it? Well, yes, I'm sure some people will, but in general, it's going to be just a very small fraction of the users out there. I don't want to get into the usual functionality and the apps and widgets like your breathing apps, your torch, your timer and your stopwatch. That's all boring stuff, right? So let's talk about the exciting stuff. So we've got the advanced fitness metrics that you get with the clip-on feature on the Mi Band 8, but that's about it. Well, with the Redmi, this is where it gets exciting, because it actually gets a microphone on the side as well as a speaker underneath, meaning that you can actually do Bluetooth calls. So you can take calls right off your wrist. So let's say, again, your smartphone is in another room altogether and your phone rings. Well, you can just take that call right off your wrist, speak into it, listen to the other person on the other side from the speaker on your wrist. The quality is very good indeed. And so here we go. For me, in the features and functions land, the Redmi wins because Bluetooth calls is absolutely awesome. Now, I have enjoyed doing this head to head because I'm sure you can tell which of these two trackers is my favorite. I've already sort of gave it away. It's my all-day wearer. Well, sometimes, of course, I do have to wear my mechanical watches for my other YouTube channel, but generally I do put the tracker on every night because I want to see and follow my sleep metrics. Also, when I'm at the gym, on the tennis court, I do wear my trackers as well. So these two trackers have actually been purchased on AliExpress, and I will leave links to the listings I got these trackers from in the description below the video, so make sure to check them out. Thanks for watching the head-to-head. If you did enjoy it, please drop me a like. If you want to see more of the same, you know what to do. Please hit the red subscribe button below the video, and I'll see you in the next one.